Thank you, Andrea. This
Let me,
meeting, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'll share the agenda, Derek.
Okay,
Oh, Marie just
thank,
joined us, so we do have the quorum now.
excellent. Yay. Uh, Welcome everyone to the May 20th meeting of the Southeast Mass MPO. This meeting is called to order. Andrea, can you please read the announcements?
Or the roll call.
Or the roll call, yeah, sorry.
MassDOT Chair,
Derek Schuster representing MassDOT Secretary and CEO Monica Tibbetts not here.
Attleboro, you're muted, Chris.
Chris McDermott representing Mayor Kathleen DeSimone here.
Thank you. Fall River. I know Dan's calling in, so he might be trying to.
Dan Aguirre representing Mayor Paul Coogan.
Thank you. New Bedford, Taunton, MassDOT Administrator.
Richard Bilski, representing MassDOT Administrator Jonathan Gulliver.
Thank you. Mansfield, Fairhaven, Carver, Westport, SRPEDD Commission Chair.
Marie Klarner here.
Thank you. SRTA. SRTA. John LeBert.
He was having issues with his mic, Andrea. I don't know
Okay.
if that's still happening, but he could type in the chat.
Okay, just I was gonna say Eric. Gatra.
Forte, representing Administrator Mariana DeFries.
Thank you. All right, all set.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else in the meeting that would like to introduce themselves? So just use the raise hand function. All right, seeing and hearing none, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, approval of minutes from April 15th, 2025. Drea, I think the agenda was lost from the screen. There we go. Awesome. Thank you. We're asking a lot of you this meeting. All right, so the next item is approval of minutes from the April 15th, 2025 meeting. Could I please have a motion and second to approve the minutes, and then we'll have an opportunity for comment.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Chris and Marie. Are there any comments or proposed revisions to the minutes from April 15th? Seeing and hearing none, Andrea, please call the roll.
MassDOT Chair.
Yes.
Attleboro.
Yes.
Fall River.
Yes.
MassDOT Administrator.
Abstain.
SRPEDD Commission Chair.
Yes.
SRTA.
Yes.
Thank you. And Gatra.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes unanimously.
Excellent. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is public comment. If there are any members of the public wishing to make public comment at this time, please use the raise hand feature, and the chair will call on you. All right, seeing and hearing none, if during the meeting anyone from the public would like to make a comment or ask a question, just use the raise hand function. Next item on the agenda is an update from the regional transit authorities. Could we hear from Gatra first, please?
Sure. We really don't have much to update, just our Route 8 service will be offering regular bus service to the East Taunton train station starting on June 2nd. Right now we're doing it with like a call ahead service, but it will be on the regular schedule starting June 2nd. And our Wareham facility construction is moving forward and is still pretty much on target for the end of the calendar year.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Gatra? All right, moving on to updates from SRTA.
Same as Stacy mentioned, I don't think we have too many updates from our end. As some are aware, Shane is no longer with SRTA, so I'll do my best to pinch hit while he is off on new endeavors. No transit planning changes that I can think of at the moment. We are continuing to monitor some of the new services that we rolled out in addition to the South Coast Rail micro connector. It's been about 6 weeks or 5 weeks or so since that's been rolled out, and it seems to be largely successful. So we're going to continue to monitor that as we move forward. And otherwise, just going to keep focusing on our capital program of projects and push forward as much as we can on our hybrid fleet introduction.
Thank you for the update, John. Any questions for SRTA? All right, seeing and hearing none. Thank you both for those updates. We'll continue on to item 5, federal fiscal year 25 to 29 tip amendment number 3. Lisa, I believe this is yours.
Thank you, Derek. So this amendment was released at the last SMMPO meeting to a 21-day comment period. For those that were not in attendance, I'll quickly go over the changes. There were cost increases to both a Lakeville Route 79 project as well as Mansfield, 2 projects in Mansfield. One on School Street and the other on Chauncey Street. So to accommodate these cost increases, the Lakeville project is being AC'd, what is called advanced construction, over 2 years to accommodate that. It'll be in federal fiscal year 25, the current tip, and the remainder will be in federal fiscal year 26 as displayed below. Due to that, bringing Lakeville into 26 to remain fiscally constrained, we do have to remove one of the projects that is in that year, and that is the Dartmouth corridor improvements along Route 6. The project is included in the 26 to 30 development tip in the same year unchanged. And you can see the cost increases here. A meeting was held on May 1st. There were no comments presented at that meeting or otherwise. We are asking that this body take a vote to approve this amendment.
Thank you, Lisa. Are there any questions for Lisa or staff on the amendment as presented? Seeing and hearing none, could we please have a motion for favorable action to endorse tip amendment number 3?
So made.
We have
Second, Fall River.
Marie and Dan. Okay. Thank you. Andrea, please call the roll.
MassDOT Chair,
Yes.
Attleboro,
Yes.
Fall River,
Yes.
MassDOT Administrator,
Yes.
SRPEDD Commission Chair,
Yes.
SRTA,
Yes.
Mansfield, yes.
oh, thank you. And GATRA.
Yes.
All right, motion passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. The next item is federal fiscal year 25 to 29 tip adjustment number 2. I believe this is also Lisa.
Thanks, Derek. So this is proposed adjustment number 2 to the existing tip, and this is for the incorporation of vehicles through the Community Transit Grant Program. This was a line item in the state tip, so it's already been identified as a project. That's why it's being treated as an adjustment. We are just honing in on the details. GATRA is receiving a vehicle as well as SRTA and the Fairhaven Council on Aging. So we are asking that this body take a vote to endorse this adjustment to the existing tip.
Thank you, Lisa. I just wanted to note, it looks like there's 9 vehicles for GATRA and 5 for SRTA.
Oh, I didn't even notice it. Thank you, Derek.
No, it's all good. A lot of little digits there for the vehicle types.
Yeah.
Are there any questions for Lisa or the RTAs on this action before we take a motion? All right, seeing none, could we please have a motion for favorable action to endorse tip adjustment number 2 as presented?
So made.
Second.
Second, Fall River.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Andrea, please call the roll.
MassDOT Chair,
Yes.
Attleboro,
Yes.
Fall River,
Yes.
MassDOT Administrator,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
SRPEDD Commission Chair,
yes,
SRTA,
Yes.
Gatra.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, everyone, and congratulations on the vehicle awards. Next item is self-certification of the Southeast Mass MPO transportation planning process. Is this you, Lisa?
I'll let Jackie take over the next few items up through
All
tip.
right. Go ahead, Jackie.
Thank you. So as part of TIP development, every year we ask this body to self-certify that we are performing activities in compliance with all applicable requirements and laws. So the next two items are to that end. But for this one, this is certification of the SMMPO transportation planning process. And this one is to make sure that we are including everyone we should be including in the planning process and that we are doing all activities that support the development based on federal laws. So that's what we're asking you to vote on today. You vote on it, and then the secretary will sign it as the signee for the body. If anybody has any questions about it, or need clarification, please let me know.
Thank you, Jackie. Are there any questions for Jackie? Seeing and hearing none, could we please have a motion to self-certify the SMMPO?
so made,
Second, Fall River.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Andrea, please call the roll.
MassDOT Chair,
Yes.
Attleboro,
Yes.
Fall River,
Yes.
MassDOT Administrator,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
SRPEDD Commission Chair,
yes,
SRTA,
Yes.
Gatra.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, everyone. The next item, also Jackie, is the Global Warming Solutions Act requirements for transportation.
Great. So similar to the last item, this is certifying that we are in compliance with all applicable air quality and Global Warming Solution Act requirements for transportation planning as a region in our federally required documents.
Thank you, Jackie. Any questions from members? All right, seeing and hearing none, could we please have a motion to approve the Global Warming Solutions Act requirements?
so made,
Second, Attleboro.
Thank you. Andrea, please call the roll.
MassDOT Chair,
Yes.
Attleboro,
Yes.
Fall River,
Yes.
MassDOT Administrator,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
SRPEDD Commission Chair,
yes,
SRTA,
Yes.
and Gatra.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes unanimously.
Excellent, thank you. The next item is the draft federal fiscal year 26 to 30 tip. Please take it away, Jackie.
Thank you. So at the last meeting, this body voted to release the draft Transportation Improvement Program for a 21-day public comment period. We held a public meeting on May 1st at which no comments were received. We received a short list of recommended edits from MassDOT that have been incorporated, mostly updating language. We're missing a column and a table in the appendices, and we had to add some information in the table and appendices that we did not have prior to the release. Otherwise, the document is the same as was presented at the last meeting, and we're asking the body to vote to endorse the tip as presented.
Thank you, Jackie. Are there any questions from the MPO board or public on the draft 2026 to 30 transportation improvement program for the Southeastern Mass region? All right. Seeing and hearing none. Great job, by the way. Could we please have a motion and second to endorse the 26 to 30 Southeastern Mass MPO tip?
So made.
Second, Fall River.
Motion has been made and seconded. Please call the roll.
Chair,
Yes.
Attleboro,
Yes.
Fall River,
Yes.
Administrator,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
SRPEDD Commission Chair,
Yes.
SRTA,
Yes.
Gatra.
Yes.
Thank you, and that motion passes unanimously.
Congratulations. That's very, very, very exciting for the Southeastern Mass region. You're going to get a lot of exciting projects thanks to all of this planning work. So good job, staff and MPO board members and stakeholders on this process. Next item on the agenda is presentation of the draft federal fiscal year 26 Unified Planning Work Program. Is this Lisa?
This is, thank you. So the federal fiscal year 26, we call it the UPWP. It's actually the Circuit Transportation Staff's annual work program. We are required to develop it. It displays the work that we're going to be doing, as well as deliverables, detailed scopes, the time frame for completing the work, and the cost of the work. Federal fiscal year 26, it's going to span from October 1st of this year through September 30th of 2026. The guidance that we've used to develop our Unified Planning Work Program is the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, also known as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law Bill, as well as Fixing America's Surface Transportation, the FACT Act planning factors. So these factors, support like economic development as well as safety of our transportation system for motorized and non-motorized users, increases accessibility and mobility of people and freight, enhances travel and tourism, all of those things listed here. And we do encourage our members to go and look at the document and read further in detail. This is just a quick breakdown of the funding. So our UPWP is broken down into 3 elements. The first element is management and support of the planning process. The second is regional data collection, modeling, and analysis activities. And the third is transportation plan activities and studies. So I'm going to quickly go over each element. Element 1, similar to previous years, this is where we do our review of MEPA documents and submit comments. This is where our public outreach efforts is incorporated. We do a lot of tabling at events, specific outreach to underserved populations. We've targeted youth and older adults. Currently, we coordinate with our communities, Mass DOT, and our federal partners. We do updates to our website and our social media platforms with our postings. And then, of course, on an annual basis, we are developing our UPWP and our TIP. Under element 2, this is where all the data collection, modeling, and analysis takes place for our traffic count program, pavement management, as well as performance measures and our community technical assistance. We maintain our traffic count data, continually update federal aid roadway pavement management database. We're monitoring our regional and statewide performance measures. And then for our communities, we provide technical assistance on an as requested basis. And then under element 3, as you can see here, there are definitely more products. This is where, more exciting work happens, as our staff likes to term it. We have several studies that we will be embarking on, as well as some that we'll be concluding. We are taking on a corridor study along Pleasant Street in Fall River. This will be year 1, where we'll be performing and analyzing existing conditions. We will be doing an update to our congestion management plan. This will be the year 2 of our parking lot utilization study. So there will be a final plan. will be creating a database to prioritize flood-prone roadways and culverts. This will also be year 2 of our age-friendly mobility in Southeastern Mass plan, which was amended into our current UPWP. Our food access and security and transportation plan, this will be year 2 as well. So we'll have a final plan from that. From our evacuation route study, we are going to be conducting tabletop exercises that'll be demonstrating if an emergency situation happens, what's the plan, how to react. There'll be 3 different types of exercises. We'll be engaging with a few communities at first, and then we're hoping to grow this program as well. And at the end of the exercise, the communities will get a plan to assist them in moving forward if these emergency situations were to take place. And then we're also going to be doing year 1 of a study for SRTA, which will be a fare-free economic impact analysis. And that'll be, like I said, year 1, the existing conditions. So real quick, next steps in the timeline, we're looking at asking this body to release this to a 21-day comment period at this meeting. The document is available for download on the SRPEDD website. We will be holding a public meeting, and then we'll be looking at this body to endorse it come June 17th. Please feel free to email me at any time with any questions or comments, or can entertain those now as well. But we are asking that this body take a vote to release the 21-day comment.
Thank you, Lisa. And pre-congratulations on that. I know MassDOT looks forward to reviewing the work program. Does anyone from the board have questions for MPO staff on the Unified Planning Work Program draft as presented by Lisa? Just wanted to note, it looks like Jackie shared in the comments the link for where to find the document in case folks would like to review that during the comment period, assuming it comes to pass. All right, seeing and hearing no questions, could we please have a motion to release the Unified Planning Work Program for 21-day public comment?
So made.
Motion made, Fall River.
Oop, second, Marie Klarner.
All right, motion has been made and seconded. Andrea, please call the roll.
MassDOT Chair,
Yes.
Attleboro,
Yes.
Fall River,
Yes.
MassDOT Administrator, MassDOT Administrator. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mansfield, yes.
SRPEDD Commission Chair,
Yes.
SRTA,
Yes.
GATRA.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes unanimously.
All right, thank you, everyone. Next item on today's agenda is Southeastern Mass MPO Safe Streets and Roads for All, or SS4A, Regional Safety Action Plan presentation and discussion. Is this Jackie?
This is me. Thank you.
Go ahead, Jackie.
So over the past year, we've been working to develop a regional safety action plan for the region through use of a Safe Streets and Roads for All grant. The plan identifies safety issues in the region and provides countermeasure recommendations for addressing safety issues. Locations identified in this plan are eligible for funding through the Safe Streets and Roads for All program. And recently, a new round of funding opened for this program, and the deadline is June 26th for applications. So our plan was to originally finish the plan in August, but we moved the time frame of this plan up to allow communities to be eligible for funding for this round. In order to finalize this plan, we need to be endorsed by this body at the June 17th meeting. So we are going to present the draft plan to you today and hope that you will vote to release it for a 21-day public comment period so that it can be endorsed at the next meeting. But the intent is to get this work out and available to communities. So if they want to go for funding, that's available to them. So if you want to go to the next slide, Lisa. So the draft plan is available on our website now. A link was sent to this group, but we do need a vote from this body for that to be officially out for a public comment period. In the document, there I'll go through a little bit of like how projects were selected and what the countermeasure toolbox looks like. So if you want to go to the next slide, please, Lisa. Yeah, so it's a long draft plan. It's 263 pages. There's a lot of great content in there, but the intent of the plan is to be a toolkit for communities as they hopefully apply for SS4A funding and other sources of funding. This is everything contained in the document. Next slide, Lisa. Yep. So the projects were the projects were identified through use of a high risk network and a high injury network. So we took existing crashes, and then where are crashes likely to happen on our network based on types of roads we have, types of collisions we've seen, and where things have occurred in the past. And then we took all that information and we identified intersections and segments in municipal zones that are considered what are high priority for funding safety improvements in the region. We did this at the regional level, which qualified a lot of projects, but we really felt that every community should have a good list of projects at the municipal level. So we took the criteria and really zoomed in on each community and identified projects in each community. So each community has a fair chance at applying for the funding, no matter the size. And then, yep, so that's a little bit more. And then we took all of those projects and we ranked them based on the number of criteria. And next, please. And then also included in the plan that I wanted to highlight are systemic recommendations. So systemic approach encourages the implementation of countermeasures at locations where crashes are likely to happen, maybe even before that area has experienced this type of crash. It's more of a, it's kind of, think of it as like preventative medicine. We know that this type of crash occurs in this type of scenario, so let's fix it before it even happens, or where it is currently happening is also eligible. And we broke that down into categories for all modes, and then bicycle specific, pedestrian specific. We have a higher than statewide incidence of motorcycle crashes, so we also highlighted that in the plan. There's intersection countermeasures, roadway departure measures, and non-engineering specific. Which could be education, enforcement, things along those lines. Next slide. Next, please. So the next, yep, the next couple of slides look at what the countermeasure toolbox in the document. So we worked very closely with Tool and VHB, and they helped us develop not only that high injury network I was just talking about, but also a toolbox of countermeasures that communities can use as a guide to implement specific recommendations at locations. There's a lot more detail on this in the draft plan. But if you, I included a couple of examples of what that might look like. If you go to the next slide. To the pedestrian. Looks like we're having a technical difficulty. Next. So another example of what this looks like in the study, a rectangular rapid flashing beacon, benefits are, what the typical applications are, and some design considerations that can be helpful for implementation. Next. And again, similar type thing, but for intersections. These are some examples of the intersection treatments that are included in the study. And then next. I'm not sure what happened to my slides, but I'm going to sum it up with
Jackie, I'm sorry. I think I lost connection here. I'll get those back up for you.
Really, it's more of the same. It's just kind of examples of what's in the study. You can go and look at it online. Really, yep. quarter treatments. Here are the next steps. So we need to finalize the plan, and then we're going to ask this body, hopefully, to release it for a 21-day public comment period. And then we're going to coordinate with municipalities to make sure that they know about what's in the plan, that they can use it to apply for this round of funding. And if they feel that we have captured the issues in their community correctly, we're going to incorporate feedback, and we're going to bring it back to this body on June 17th for a hopeful vote for endorsement, and then have it finalized and turned in by the NOFO deadline on June 26th. We did send the lists and maps of those municipally identified locations out to communities in advance in case they were interested in applying, so that they would have that information and could start thinking of projects. It is a very short window for a federal grant cycle. And I'm happy to answer any questions anybody might have.
Thank you, Jackie. And great job on getting this advanced, hopefully in time for the latest grant round. That's going to be a huge help for any municipalities looking to apply for these grants. I see Marie with her hand up. Go ahead, Marie.
Yeah, Jackie, you mentioned that you have sent the information out to municipalities. Was it sent to DPWs or Board of Selectmen or?
It was sent to town administrators, planning directors, and DPW. So basically, it was sent to everyone on our JTPG list.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think,
thank you.
Sorry.
I see Dana's hand up from Congressman Auchincloss's office.
Thanks, Jackie. I was just going to say, if somebody from your team can email it to either Katerina or me, again, we can also push it out through our channel since it's federal funding. And then sometimes if we're like, do this now, maybe they'll see it. So happy to forward as well.
I'd like to note that Andrea looks like she shared the link to the document itself in the webinar chat for those on the call. But yeah, staff, please make sure to shout it from the hilltops and share it with all stakeholders.
And let me be clear, I'm sure you sent it already to us, but it's just the inbox can get a little overwhelming. So that's all.
I think it was a little, it was in the agenda too, so it's 2 clicks. But thank you very much for offering to do that, Dana. We really appreciate that.
I just had one note. I realize there's a comment period, but just because I happened to peek at it during your presentation. In your funding source summary of CMAQ is actually 100% federally eligible with FHWA division office approval for safety improvement projects. So it's not worth changing the 80-20 split that you have reflected in your language, but might be worth flagging for consideration of certain project types or circumstances. And then also I think 5339B or C, one of those is for bus facilities. That's discretionary, just another addition. I'll talk with Chris and you guys about that offline. All right, if there are no other questions, could we please have a motion and second to release the SS4A Safety Action Plan for 21-day public comment?
So made.
Second, Attleboro.
Thank you. The motion has been made and seconded. Andrea, please call the roll.
MassDOT Chair,
Yes.
Attleboro,
Yes.
Fall River, MassDOT Administrator,
Yes.
Mansfield,
Yes.
SRPEDD Commission Chair,
Yes.
SRTA,
Yes.
and Gatra.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion
Fall River,
passes.
yes.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone, and congrats again on getting this out on the street. It's exciting. Next item is other business. Lisa or staff or board members, does anyone have any other business at this time?
I have a couple of announcements and we'll share additional information out after the meeting. We do have 2 MPO seats that are up that will expire at the end of July. So we are taking self-nominations for those. Those are due back to us on June 16th. So it is the Westport seat and Carver that are up for election. Also, Mass DOT is seeking interested candidates in serving as public members on the Massachusetts Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Board. We'll share out additional details. South Coast Rail, there will be a community meeting in Fall River on Thursday, this Thursday coming at 5:30 p.m. And also our capital investment plan meeting for Southeastern Mass that will be taking place on Thursday, June 5th, from 6 to 7:30. We will provide all the additional details for these announcements shortly after the meeting. That's all I have, Derek.
Thank you, Lisa. Is there any other business at this time? All right, seeing and hearing none. Next item is just the date and time for the next meeting is 1 p.m. on Tuesday, June 17th. With that, may we please have a motion and second to adjourn?
So made.
Second, Attleboro.
Thank you. The motion has been made and seconded. Without objection, we are adjourned. Thank you all and have an excellent rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Derek.
Thank you.